Hi, and welcome to a demonstration of Financial Risk Profiler, or FRP, by Datanomers. Because Datanomers inherits its natural language processing technology from its parent IPsoft, FRP is powered by Amelia's world-class NLP platform. Let's take a brief tour to introduce the sophisticated NLP platform that hosts FRP. This is the NLP spectrum, starting with rudimentary RPA and chatbots, traversing through popular virtual assistants like Amazon Alexa and Apple Siri, and ultimately graduating to a virtual agent. So, a virtual agent is a sophisticated NLP machine that's context aware and conversationally intelligent. It can handle inbound calls from a customer for a contact center. The NLP platform that can support a virtual agent has a very rarefied presence of technologies. The only ones available on the market today are IBM Watson and our own IPsoft Amelia. That's why FRP can do the things that we'll demonstrate. Leveraging Amelia's world-class NLP, FRP mines billions of internet sites to build the credit risk profile for an SME or consumer, scoring it for actionable intelligence. If you need to perform credit risk assessment, due diligence, or simply know and understand your customer better, FRP is the best platform to utilize. Financial Risk Profiler is for everyone and anyone. Whether you're a bank, distributor, manufacturer, commercial landlord, financial institution, or simply providing services or credit to the SME customers, FRP identifies the risk quickly to do so. Using NLP, Risk Profiler mines the internet for leading indicator data and augments it with financials, then uses anomaly detection to help you make better loan decisions. I would also like to introduce you to FRP's ecosystem of solutions, spawned from the foundational FRP engine to solve many challenges across many different industries. We're going to talk about FRP Productive in this presentation, but these are the high-level incarnations of FRP. The Portfolio Lifecycle Monitor, or PLM solution, manages a portfolio of borrowers. The Standardized Industry Classification, or FRP-SIC solution, mines information about the type of business from the internet and provides the industry classification code. The FRP Business Status solution mines information about whether the business is closed temporarily or permanently during the COVID pandemic. All the rich qualitative information extracted from the internet is quantified by FRP, so it's ready for building predictive analytics models. That's exactly what FRP Predictive combines with traditional financial indicators to predict defaulters. We've seen in our customer deployments that FRP was able to reduce defaults by 5 to 15%. Our channel partners include IPsoft, Oracle, Microsoft, and Equifax. The use cases for Risk Profiler are innumerable, but right here we have 9. Highlighting a few, this helps you substantially increase underwriter productivity by automation by about 10 to 15%, enact targeted marketing for business solicitation, reduce defaulters, and onboard merchants faster. It continually monitors your loan portfolio for proactive notifications in real time to assess the risk of doing business with an SME customer. FRP is an extremely versatile platform that has unlimited use cases. Any industry that needs to do credit checks, increase efficiency and productivity, and perform risk analysis on an entity needs FRP. And as you can imagine, that's every single industry. The first thing you want to do on the FRP site is to log in. Risk Profiler is extremely simple and intuitive to use. The only two mandatory fields are the business name and the zip code where the business is located. So to be clear, the business name is the DBA, or the Doing Business As name, and not the legal name. The DBA is typically the name that businesses use for sales, marketing, and advertising. If you do have a legal name, owner name, etc. to enter, you can go ahead and enter it into the advanced search. The owner name is preferable, but not required. The rest of the fields are completely optional. FRP is about productivity gains with minimal information. So I'll just go ahead and enter my business name that we're looking at. So FRP just went out and analyzed billions of points on the web. This process usually takes anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds to populate. There are also multiple countries supported outside of the US, so UK, Canada, Australia. any business in those countries is supported. So right here we see the confidence score. This is the AI's confidence in telling you that it found what you were looking for with, say, 95% confidence. This business match confidence score is an overall confidence, which is rolled up from the confidence scores of the data feeds, registration, social media, and website, which I'll walk you through in a second. So right here, the first tab is the dashboard. This just gives you a high-level summary of contact, company information, and alerts. Next is data feed. This provides key highlights from a compilation of information from various private data feed sources. Such sources are not available publicly on the internet, and accessing such sources usually requires registration or subscription on a fee basis that FRP does not need you to subscribe to. The registrations pulls all of the information from the SOS or Secretary of State portal and summarizes it for you in an easy to read format. Social media pulls all relevant social media links for you to get a quick view. The sentiment tabs gives you a summary of the sentiment analysis performed using NLP technology, consolidating sentiments of reviews from multiple sources. So a lot of fraud is set up through fraudulent websites, and the website tab gives you key metrics on identifying risk for the business really quickly. Risk analytics is one of the most powerful parts of FRP. It pulls articles related to the business in the given geography, performs NLP analysis to detect noteworthy findings about the business or its owners, and then categorizes them into negative, positive, or general references. And finally, the geographic stats gives you crime and economic indicators of the area that the business is in to help you get an understanding of location risk. FRP also allows you to download the entire risk profile into a PDF report. All the modules from this comprehensive profile we'll review on the portal are available in the FRP report. Also, open up the downloaded PDF and you can quickly skim through the chapters and then easily share it with the rest of your company or the rest of your team. Now, let's go back to dashboard and do a deeper dive through all of the tabs. So first, let's look at contact. We see these green check marks on the left here. So that means that this information has been cross-validated. In this case, information from various sources was found to be consistent, but let's say there were inconsistencies with the information. Let me show you another example in this case. So right here you see an amber exclamation point. This indicates a discrepancy in the cross-validation. Sometimes the information is missing, sometimes it's just conflicting across sources, and so the amber exclamation point shows up. But let's go back to our earlier example. The second piece of information provided is the company information, which provides the key personnel associated with the company. Last, the alerts quickly tell you if there are issues in either the Secretary of State registration information or any negative references in risk analytics. So let's moving on to data feed. So right here we have the confidence score. Again, it's the AI confidence that this is the correct business. It also gives you pretty much every key statistic you would want. The annual sales, the date established, these different codes, key personnel information, and contact information. This would have taken a third-party subscription and much, much more time to find without FRP. Moving on to registrations. So this gives you all registered info with the Secretary of State. It summarizes the key information for you in an easy-to-read table. It's a cumbersome, laborious exercise to visit each state's SOS website to search about a business manually. You'll have to sift through several potential matches that appear and then settle on the best match. So the registrations reports multiple records found from the SOS database with respective confidence scores in sorted order. And so the best match is at the top, so it makes it really easy for you to identify which one is probably the right business that you're looking for. But it shows you and nonetheless highlights the confidence score in red. So everything that you'd need to do manually is taken care of for you automatically with FRP. So that would lead to huge productivity gains and an incredible time savings. Some of our customers have deployed FRP just for the productivity gains from the SOS module. So the key right here is to look at the status report. In some of these, you can see that they're inactive, and so you already immediately know that the business is not in operation and not doing well. So it prevents fraud by checking with official registration records and not just self-reported information like you would get elsewhere. Moving on to social media. So this quickly finds all of the sites that the business is active on, so you can see reviews and posts to double check legitimacy. So there are businesses which have a rich footprint on social media versus others which do not. For example, here's another business that has a much richer footprint on social media, such as on Crunchbase, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Yelp. Moving back to our previous example, let's move on to sentiment. So our world-class NLP runs through social media to tell if customers have a positive outlook on the company. Right here, we see a quick view table of the number of reviews and the last reviewed date, just to see when they were most active, likes, and followers. Right here, we have a simple bar chart analyzing the sentiment of every review from a scale of -1 to +1. It implies a range of extreme negative to extreme positive sentiments expressed by the consumers of the business. Right here, you can see that around 53% were positive, 0% were negative, and 47% were neutral. The next visualization we have is a time series trending sentiment over time. So has customer sentiment decreased over time or maybe suffered a sharp drop at some point? Is there a gap in reviews? Maybe the business has ceased or paused operation. This gives you an immediate indicator to investigate further into why and during which time period. Moving on to the website. So this tells you immediately, is the website credible? Is it legitimate? Right here, we can see the answer to, are there fake links maybe? How much effort was put into the website? Is there dynamically changing content? Moreover, does the text make sense? And is the website formatted well for the customer? Are people viewing the website? And how secure is the site? A lot of our customers have reported that fraudulent websites are set up sometimes just to show that it's a legitimate business when it's in fact not, so that they can seek funds. FRP can find if the website was registered recently and whether it has no contents beyond the first page. If you hover over these rows, you can see more detailed descriptions of every statistic. This information is really quickly quantified and takes all of the guesswork out of analyzing business websites. You wouldn't be able to find these statistics anywhere else without FRP. Moving on to risk analytics. So with risk analytics, you can uncover articles and information that may have taken you several hours or several days, or maybe you would have never found otherwise. It searches millions of web hits and uses NLP to analyze all the text to see if there is a negative or a positive footprint of either the business or the business owners through the press. If you were to look for this information manually on search engines, there's usually a lot of garbage reported by the search engines that you'll have to sift through. FRP finds diamonds in the rough. It's a really daunting task to find relevant and noteworthy links in a simple search engine. So FRP then categorizes all of these articles into 3 distinct buckets: negative, positive, and general references, or neutral references. Within each one of these, it's then subcategorized into 3 more buckets: high relevance, medium relevance, and low relevance. This reflects the AI's confidence in the article's relevance to the business and to the underwriter from a risk point of view. Of course, as the name implies, the subcategory high relevance reports articles where the AI found utmost relevance to the business in question. For instance, in these articles, you'll often find references to both the business and its associated individuals or key personnel. On the other hand, low relevance reports any article which may have even a whiff of reference to the business or associated key personnel. So for instance, the reference to the key personnel may be from anywhere in the US. Sometimes people commit fraud in one state and then move and start over in another state. So the negative references gives you another check for fraud to see if the business is still in operation, gives you bankruptcy notices and other fraud indicators. You can also promote or demote these articles based on what you read within them. So say this article isn't very relevant to the business you're looking for. You can immediately demote it to medium relevance or low relevance. The AI actually learns from the user input over time, making the algorithm better. Just taking a look through these other tabs, there were no positive references found. And here's a list of all general references, every article that it found about this example. So moving on to geographic statistics. This gives you an immediate sense of what kind of neighborhood the business is in. If crime is high or the economic indicator is low, it gives you an automatic insight into the inherent risk of the business. If crime is high, there may be more of a likelihood that the business will cease operation earlier, or if the economic indicator is low, it may indicate that the people in the neighborhood aren't willing or do not have the capital to keep this business sustained for a prolonged period of time. After going through this demo of Financial Risk Profiler, I want you to go home with a couple of key takeaways. First of all, FRP is the foremost platform to improve productivity gains and save time. It mines billions of internet sites in just minutes to build the credit risk profile for your SME or consumer and scores it for actionable intelligence all in under 2 minutes. So you can see how it substantially increases underwriter productivity by automation. Next, it performs automated due diligence. Every step of your process can be automated through REST and JSON APIs by just uploading spreadsheets of your portfolio. At the end of the day, you get a report with neatly formatted information. No need to spend hours organizing and consolidating all the information you find online. Next, it has unlimited use cases like we talked about earlier. Any industry that needs to do credit checks and increase efficiency and productivity in the process needs FRP. FRP is currently deployed at many financial institutions, including banks, credit unions, and alternative lenders for productivity gains and for predicting loan defaults. It also gives you real-time insights of leading indicators and not the retroactive reports from reporting agencies that are usually manually refreshed every 4 weeks. No one except data nomers has NLP capability to mine the billions of websites in real time like FRP does. That's our biggest differentiator. FRP provides real-time leading indicator insights because of our world-class Amelia NLP capabilities. It also can predict loan defaults. Using NLP to mine the internet for leading indicator data and augmenting it with the financials, it uses anomaly detection for better loan decisions and predicting defaults before they come. And lastly, Risk Profiler has cradle to grave support. This helps you with targeted marketing for business solicitation. It reduces defaulters. It means faster onboarding of merchants. It means continual monitoring for loan portfolio for proactive notifications. The FRP platform gives and assists you in due diligence and risk assessment at every stage of your loan portfolio, from pre-qualification to productivity gains to predicting loan defaults, all by automating risk assessment. And once your loan is approved and closed, FRP still monitors your loan portfolio throughout the loan's lifecycle for ongoing risk through something called Portfolio Lifecycle Monitor, which we'll demo in the next video. If you have questions, need further information, or if you would like a live detailed demo on FRP, please don't hesitate to contact us at sales@datanumbers.com. We promise to get back to you within one business day. Thank you so much for watching.